we've discussed Royal Rumbles in the past. What we're going to move on now for the rest of the show, move on to, is the Royal Rumble coming up in just a couple of days at this point. So we've only got one show left between now and the Royal Rumble, that being SmackDown. We've also got NXT, but a bit iffy at the moment. So what I wanted to do was, I'm not going to go through predictions of the whole Rumble card. I just wanted to make some specific predictions about the Royal Rumble match itself, both Royal Rumble matches. So I've got about 10 or 11 possible points that we can get. And I just wanted to...
Are we not picking numbers out of the hat?
Well, I'm not going to make
You forgot that hat, didn't you?
I'm not going to make it random.
You got a hat, man. Got no fucking paper, though.
So basically what...
I can pick them out. Ali, you've got number 1. Hey, you've got number 2.
So...
You said number 27 by any chance? Yeah, 27's mine.
Right. Anyway, no, we're not doing random numbers out of a hat. Well, I'll touch on the numbers in a bit. What I have done is, when I should have been working today, I spent a while basically going through the last 10 or technically 9 Royal Rumble matches, determining what number the winner came in at, how long they were in it, what number the Iron Man or woman came in at, how long they were in it, what the maximum number of eliminations were, and figuring out averages to try and maybe influence my decisions. I just spent all that time trying to influence my decisions with the statistics and then just went against them when making my predictions, so it's a bit of a waste of time. But in case you're interested, the average entrant of the last 9 winners is 20 for the men, 23 for the women, so about 22 in total. There's a bit of difference between the entrant numbers of the Iron Men and Iron Women. For the last 2 years, the Iron Man has been the winner. So Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, both at 16 and 10 respectively. But before that, it was either 2, 1, or 5, which is no surprise really. For the women, the Iron Man has either been number 1 or number 2 for every Royal Rumble match, which is only 3, but could be an indication of where they're going to go this year.
Usually the women's doesn't last as long as the men's, does it? Not quite.
Well, what's quite interesting is when you look at the average Iron Man time, for the men of the last 9 Rumbles, the average Iron Man time is 49 minutes and 35 seconds, where for the women it's 48 minutes and 45 seconds, so only a 50-second difference. And the average number of max eliminations in a one match for men is 7, and for women it's 6. So quite similarly booked, really, in a way. So what I wanted to do our predictions on was, so I'll make a start now. We'll start with the women's match. Who do you think is going to get the most eliminations?
Shayna Baszler.
Okay, I'm going to fill these in. There we go.
I would be tempted to go with Bianca Belair. Good shout.
You tempted to go for Belair, or are you going?
Yeah, I'll go with Bianca Belair.
Okay. I'm torn between 2.
I was torn between Nia Jax, to be fair.
I initially thought Nia Jax, but I thought usually
they love eliminating each other.
Yeah, and usually someone who eliminates the most amount of people tends to be in it for a while, for the most part.
Yeah, maybe she's not gonna.
I can't imagine they'll put her in anywhere before 25 or something. So the 2 that I was debating between was Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. I thought, I don't think she's been seen in NXT since New Year's Evil. I don't think
so.
Which would give them 3 weeks of her maybe quarantining or doing whatever the logistics is behind the COVID protocols. And she's of a big enough stature physically and athletically to be the kind of person who could come in quite early and eliminate a lot of the Dana Brooks and stuff. So I was torn between the two. I've decided to go for Rhea Ripley in the end. It's a bit of a gamble because we know that Bianca's in it, and we don't know for sure whether Rhea will be, but I think it's only a matter of time, really, because I don't think there's anything left for her in NXT. So that is my choice. So we've got 3 different ones there. The next one, is sticking with the women, is what will be the maximum number of eliminations by one person? So it doesn't have to be by that person that you picked to be the most, to eliminate the most people, but just what is the number who you think will be the most?
This is based on absolutely zero research or facts, but I imagine the record for eliminations in the women's is lower than the men's, fairly significantly.
The record was gained last year by both Bianca and Shayna, who eliminated 8 each. Bianca came in at number 2 and eliminated 8, whereas Shayna came in at like 27, something like that, and just clean house. So 8 for the women, which, to be fair, for the men, only twice in the last 9 years has gone above 7.
I'm going to go 9 for the women.
9, interesting.
I'm kind of thinking that we're not going to see a record set this year, so I think I will go with 7.
7, okay. Well, I've gone for 6. Because I can't really review. I think 6 is a good amount. 6, 7, around about that area, but I don't think we'll see any records because there's not any particular clear standout like favourite or anyone like that. You'd imagine maybe someone like Nia Jax normally, but the big people never tend to do well in a Rumble. So,
Exactly.
Apart from Kane in 2001.
Moving on to the men. So we've got the same for men. So who do you think will?
So we're not going to go winner.
Well, there's a whole bunch of things. I'm going to alternate between women and men throughout.
Oh, okay.
So the next one is the same 2 questions, but for men. So who's going to get the most eliminations, and what number will that be? You'll still get the point for, say, Ali predicted 7. If it is 7, but it's done by someone who isn't Bianca Belair, you'll still get that 1 point. So they don't have to be by that person. So for the most eliminations for men, again, I was torn between 2. I was torn between Keith Lee and Bobby Lashley. Now, I've gone for a bit of a gamble this time, and I've decided to go for Bobby Lashley. But I think it would be a really good idea for them to make him look as good as they can as United States champion. They've been kind of building him up that he's the one from the Hurt Business that's in the Rumble, assuming the others aren't. I don't know, it makes sense if they were, because then they can team up. But yeah, I've gone for Bobby Lashley, and I've gone for 7 for the men.
I'll go 8 Keith Lee then. I was going to go Bobby Lashley, but I'll go Keith Lee.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley was my first thought, because I was looking through the list and I was like, I have no idea who it would be. And Keith Lee at the moment isn't confirmed for it, at least not according to the list on Wikipedia. But he surely will be. So I reckon he'd be a good shout for holding the record this year.
I think in the interest of going for someone different than you guys, because Bobby Lashley probably would have been my first choice as well. Those eliminations. It's a tough one. I mean, there's quite a few choices to be fair. It's very unpredictable, this Rumble. I think Randy Orton's a choice.
Randy tends to do well with eliminations. He never gets a record, but he tends to always kind of get around 5, 6.
Tends to do well. Is it a stretch to say that maybe Braun Strowman will be back by then?
Essentially, I've got no idea what's going on with Strowman at the moment. I don't know if he's injured, or if he's just taking time off. They haven't mentioned him in a while. I can't even remember the last time we saw him. So
I can imagine he'll be there.
Yeah, I think
it's a gamble, but it could be one that pays off.
I'll go with gamble. I'm going to go Braun.
Okay, so you're going Braun Strowman, and how many do you think he or someone else will get? 10.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you've gone for the left field choice and also the most amount of eliminations, so could pay off hugely it might backfire massively. We shall
Probably
see.
will spectacularly fail, but yeah. That's the fun of the Rumble.
So, moving on next to the Iron Woman category. So, the three things to predict here are who the Iron Woman is, what number the Iron Woman will come in at. So it doesn't have to be what number your person is coming in at, just what number the overall Iron Woman is going to be. And then how long said Iron Woman will last. Whoever gets close. Whoever gets it doesn't have to be exact, but whoever gets closest will get the point for that. So first off, Matt, who do you think your Iron Woman is going to be?
Bianca Belair.
That's fair enough. Who's the right team?
She'll come in at number 1.
Number 1, you reckon? Do you reckon she's coming in at this is important. Do you reckon she's coming in at number 1? So is that your Iron Woman entry number prediction?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Have they not just done this yet?
It's on Saturday. They're announcing number 1 and 2 for the women's Rumble on backstage, and they're announcing number 30 for the men's Rumble, which is just ridiculous.
Oh, well, fuck. Yeah, go for it. Fuck it.
So you're going for Bianca Belair at number 1.
Yeah, and 45 minutes. No. 48.
Just on the dot. I'm going for seconds as well.
48. 37.
38, 37.
I mean, if one of us predicts it, bang on.
Okay. I've decided to go for Bayley. I thought they're very keen on Bayley. She's a veteran that tends to be the kind of person that have go through a Rumble match. I've gone for Bayley, but I've not gone so early. I've gone for the Iron Woman will come in at number 8. And their duration will be 34 minutes and 16 seconds. I reckon Bayley would be the kind of person she'll come in at 8, get a couple of eliminations, a fair amount, and we'll get to probably about the final 4-ish. So yeah, 34 minutes, so not quite as long as Matt, but yeah, Bayley and number 8.
Well, I'm not changing my mind on this one. I'm definitely going Bayley for Iron Woman. I reckon she's coming in at number 4, and she's lasting 42 minutes and 10 seconds.
That was very quick.
Time to think about it.
Yeah, it was. For me, when I was picking Bayley, it was either going to be something like 8, 9, 10, or 3 or 4. But I decided I could picture her coming in a bit later on and kind of picking up a bit of scraps rather than fighting in valiantly as a babyface might. So yeah, that is our prediction for the Iron Woman. Now we move on to the Iron Man. Same 3 questions, same 3 picks. Ali, who are you going for Iron Man? I imagine, to be fair, I think we might all pick the same person.
Well, to be fair, I can't really think of anybody to pick for this one. The men's is so difficult. I mean, I reckon, although he's getting on a bit, I'm going to go with AJ. And I reckon he'll come in probably 7. And I think it won't. I don't think anyone will last massively long, but I reckon he'll be in there for 39 minutes.
On the dot?
Yes, on the dot, yeah.
Okay, 39 minutes on the dot. I've decided to go for Daniel Bryan.
Fuck you.
Done it once before.
Daniel Bryan in around number 5.
I've never fucked him before.
Contrary to what they might say.
It's just rumours.
Dirt sheets. Daniel Bryan in at number 5 for 47 minutes and 38 seconds is what I've gone for. I think.
Daniel Bryan, 6. 43 minutes, 32.
Daniel Bryan at 6. 43 minutes, 32. Yeah, I think they made a big deal about him being in it. I don't see him winning it. I don't see him wanting to win it in real life. I think he's the kind of guy who wants to give that opportunity to others. So, yeah, I think Daniel Bryan as an Iron Man is a very good option, especially based off what he did in the Greatest Royal Rumble, where he almost got his chest split open. So, yeah, I think Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles is a good shout. They're the kind of men you'd expect, so we shall see. Now, this is where it gets slightly more interesting. We're gonna move on to winners now, but we're not gonna pick just yet the person. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick. You get 3 choices of what number the winner is gonna come in at. You have to pick one number between 1 and 10, one between 11 and 20, and one between 21 and 30.
Okay, I've got mine.
Matt, we'll start with you.
So I've got 7.
Okay.
17.
Yeah.
27.
For men or women?
Both.
Both. Fair enough. I did consider making it so like no one of us could pick the same number, but then I thought it would just get too complicated to keep up on.
And whoever goes last gets the done deal.
Well, yeah, exactly. So I'll allow it. Ali, are you going to go for separate numbers for men and women, or do you want to group them together?
Yeah, I'll go separate. I think for men, I'm going to go 9, 18, and 23.
Are you having a fucking laugh? Those are the exact same 3 numbers that I picked. Wait, was that for men or women?
That was for men.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I picked that for women.
So for women, I'm going to go 9, 18, and 23.
No, you're bloody well not.
No, I'm going to go for women. I would go 10.
10.
If that counts.
No.
0,
Yes, it does, yeah.
16, 20, and 29.
29. Interesting, okay. So what I've gone for the women is 9, 18, and 23, as established. And for the men, I've gone for 7, 15, and 21. As I mentioned, the average winner for the men over the last 9 years has come in at 20. So not quite as late as you'd expect. The latest winner that we've had was back in 2014 when Batista won at 28. Actually, no, Triple H won in 2016 at 30. So it does happen, but I'm not convinced this year. Although it will completely depend on who they announce will be at 30.
Number 30,
I still can't believe they're doing.
So frustrating.
And it's going to be completely unavoidable as well, because all the way throughout the pay-per-view, they're just going to remind you of so-and-so's coming in at 30. So yeah. Now we're moving on to our final predictions of the night. Final predictions of the pay-per-view, final predictions of the Rumble matches themselves. Who do you pick to win both Royal Rumble matches?
Take one.
I've got mine. Keith Lee for the men's.
Okay.
And Rhea Ripley for the women's.
Interesting. Ali, do you have yours lined up, or do you want me to?
I've got my women's one. I'm going to go with Bayley to win the women's Royal Rumble. I just think Bayley versus Sasha at WrestleMania makes a lot of sense.
Easy story.
And for the men, not so easy to pick. It's a difficult one. I think WWE might try and throw a curveball in there as well. I don't know. Yeah, we heard the reports today about a scary ending. We don't know what the meaning of the word scary is in this context. So, it could be The Fiend, could be someone like Brock Lesnar. You never know. But just for argument's sake, I mean, I've been saying it for a while. Sasha, I don't think probably she's going to win the Royal Rumble, but I feel like it's a good chance. I think it's going to be a Raw guy, and as such, I'm going to go with AJ Styles.
Good choice. I think it's a decent choice. Good shout. He's been on good form. Good form lately. I think he's like.
Will his bodyguard be in it?
No.
He won't be in here, or certainly stop him getting eliminated.
I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if he catches him on the outside or something like that.
He's probably the least confident I've been in a Royal Rumble winner for a long time.
So this is the thing for me. I'm yet to decide. For my women's winner, I've gone for Bianca Belair because I think she's got pretty good momentum. They've just done a chronicle on her. The people want to see her and Sasha at Mania. I didn't really consider Rhea Ripley until now. I'm finding it hard to see anyone else. Bayley, I think if ever they were going to let a heel win, it would be this year when there's no crowd. So, not bad shout. As Ali was talking about his men's winner, I kind of made up my mind when you were talking about the whole scary report that's going around. I don't think it's scary as in spooky scary. I don't think it's scary as in the way an elimination will happen is scary, like a scary bump or something like that. What I think is going to happen is Drew McIntyre beats Goldberg.
If this happens, I will literally never watch wrestling again.
I think Goldberg wins the Rumble and challenges Roman Reigns to make up for not having their match at last year's Mania.
If this happens, you will not see me back on this podcast.
I wouldn't have picked this until this supposed scary finish report coming out today. I don't know who I would have gone for. I was having a look through the list of people, and you could go for Daniel Bryan. Like I said, I don't think he would want to win it. Same goes for Edge. So Edge is in the Rumble this year, but I would like to imagine that if he had any say in it, he would say, don't have me in a title match, save it for someone else, just put me in a good program. Whereas Goldberg's like, no, fuck that, give me the title. He can come in at number, well, probably not number 30 if they're going to announce it, but he can come in late on at 29, headbutt all four of the ring posts, concuss himself out on the outside, and eventually work his way in to the ring. Yeah. He'll eliminate someone by actually killing them by accident.
I'm telling you now, if he wins, I am not watching wrestling ever again.
Yeah, you will.
As much as I would hate him to win it, I'm quite happy for him to be in it as long as I get to see him versus Riddle at some point.
Yes. And Riddle just absolutely abuses it.
I don't think they'd let that happen. Go on, really difficult Rumble to predict.
I'm enjoying it. The idea of not being able to predict who's going to win it, I'm now massively dreading it. And including the title match, it's been a long time since I've dreaded a title match so much. Because I can so easily see them going for Goldberg again. Be it
they've got no crowd, so they can do what they want.
Whether he beats McIntyre or whether he wins the Rumble. So
Doesn't surprise me anymore with Goldberg and WWE's booking of him. I mean, I